Hey everyone, ready for another deep dive?
Always.
Awesome. Today we're going deep on core bracing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's based on an episode of Source podcast name.
Okay.
You know, the one that promised like crazy strength and stability?
Yeah, I remember that one.
Well, I was super intrigued, especially the idea that this could help me whether I'm lifting heavy boxes or just sitting at my desk.
Right, because you would think it's just for athletes or something.
Exactly. So let's get into it. What exactly is core bracing? I think a lot of people think it's just like sucking in your stomach.
Yeah, you're right. It's way more than that. It's more about creating this internal support system around your spine.
Okay.
So think of it like building a cylinder of strength.
Like wrapping a fragile tower with steel cables to make it like unshakable.
Yeah, exactly. And that's actually a great analogy because it really is about creating that stability and protection.
Okay. I'm starting to get the picture, but why is all this so important? Like I said, I'm not an athlete. I'm not out there deadlifting every day.
Yeah, right.
Right.
But you probably do things like pick up heavy boxes or your kids, or even just sit at your desk for hours.
Okay, true. Very true.
And without engaging your core properly, all that force and stress goes right to your lower back.
Ouch. Yeah, that doesn't sound good.
No, it's not. And it can lead to all sorts of problems down the line. But when you brace your core, you're essentially distributing that load across your entire midsection.
Okay, so I'm giving my back some much needed backup.
Exactly. It's like having a team of muscles working together to protect your spine and make everything feel easier and less strainful.
Gotcha. So I'm not just protecting myself from injury, but also making everyday movements easier.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And this applies to way more than just lifting. Like think about running.
Okay.
Every time your foot hits the ground, there's a lot of impact going through your body.
Right.
And without a strong braced core, your spine is taking the brunt of that force.
Yeah. Ouch again.
But when you engage your core, you're creating a buffer.
A buffer.
Oh.
Okay.
Exactly. You're reducing the strain on your joints, allowing you to run more efficiently and hopefully pain-free.
Wow. I never thought about it like that. So it's like I'm protecting my knees and hips too.
Yep. It's all connected.
Mind blown. Okay. What about something as simple as sitting?
Even sitting.
Really?
Yeah, think about it. You're probably slouching at your desk right now.
Maybe a little.
And that puts your spine in a compromised position.
Okay.
But even subtly engaging your core can make a huge difference.
Really?
Yeah, it's like giving your spine the support it needs to stay healthy and happy.
Okay. I am officially sold on the why of core bracing.
Good.
But now I need the how. Like, how do I actually do it? Is it as simple as it sounds?
It is simple, but it's about precision more than force. So start by taking a deep breath and letting your belly expand.
So I'm not sucking it in.
Nope. This is about creating internal pressure, not a vacuum.
Okay.
Now, as you exhale, imagine someone's about to give you a light punch in the stomach.
Okay.
And engage those muscles as if you're bracing for that impact.
So it's firm, but not rigid, like a comfortable seatbelt.
Exactly. You should still be able to breathe normally while maintaining that tension.
Okay.
So practice this a few times standing up, and then try holding the brace while you move around, like bend, twist, even walk.
Gotcha.
The goal is for this to become an automatic response, almost like a reflex.
A reflex for a stronger, more stable me. I'm into it.
Exactly.
But when we talk about engaging all these muscles, what muscles are we actually talking about? Is it just abs?
It's definitely not just abs. It's a full body effort.
Yeah.
But let's start with the core itself. You've got your rectus abdominis, which is the classic six-pack muscle.
Gotta love those abs.
Then there's the transverse abdominis, which is a deeper muscle that acts like a corset.
Ooh, a built-in corsets. I like that.
And of course, your obliques, those muscles on your sides that help with twisting and side-to-side movements.
Right.
And then beyond those core muscles, we can't forget the erector spinae.
Okay.
Those muscles that run along your spine that are essential for good posture.
Okay, those are important.
Yeah, and then there's the pelvic floor or the diaphragm.
The diaphragm. That's for breathing, right?
It is. But it also plays a crucial role in creating something called intra-abdominal pressure.
Intra-abdominal pressure. That sounds intense.
It's basically like having an internal balloon that provides extra support for your spine.
Oh, wow.
So when all these muscles work together, they create this incredible system of support.
It really is amazing when you think about it.
It is. And most people aren't even aware of their core until they experience pain or injury.
Right. I've definitely been there.
But by understanding how it works and consciously engaging it, we can prevent those issues from happening in the first place.
So this is like preventative medicine for our bodies.
Exactly.
Okay. I'm ready to dive deeper, but Can we go back to the lifting example? Like, walk me through what it looks like with and without core engagement.
Sure. Let's say you're picking up that laundry basket again.
Okay.
If you try to lift it without bracing your core, you're likely to round your back, which puts all that stress on your spine.
Yeah, not good.
But when you engage your core before you lift, you create that stable cylinder, and you can keep your spine neutral.
Okay.
And you can use your hips and legs to power the movement.
So it's like I'm engaging my core, keeping my back straight, and lifting with my legs.
Exactly. The weight is distributed safely and efficiently.
Okay. I think I'm starting to get it, but I bet a lot of people mess that up.
Oh, yeah. It's a super common mistake.
Yeah.
Especially when we're rushing or not paying attention to our form.
Right.
But even small adjustments can make a big difference in protecting your back and maximizing your strength.
This is fascinating. I'm realizing how much I've been taking my core for granted.
Most of us do.
Okay, before we move on, can we talk more about that runner's knee thing? You said weak core muscles can lead to knee problems.
Yeah, so runner's knee is a common overuse injury that affects the cartilage under the kneecap.
Okay.
And one of the contributing factors can be weak hip muscles, which can cause the kneecap to track improperly, and then you get pain and inflammation.
So a weak core can indirectly affect my knees.
It's all connected. When you brace your core while running, you're not only stabilizing your spine, but also engaging those hip muscles.
Oh, I see.
So it helps ensure that your knees track properly and reduces stress on the joint.
Like I'm giving my knees an extra layer of protection.
Exactly.
This is amazing. I'm realizing how much core strength impacts my entire body, not just my abs.
It really does.
Okay, I'm ready to make this a habit, but are there ever times when I shouldn't be engaging my core?
Yeah, that's a good question. You should always listen to your body. So if you're experiencing any pain or discomfort in your abdominal area, definitely talk to your doctor.
Right. Pain is usually a sign something's not right.
Exactly. And also think about things like pregnancy.
Yeah.
Your body changes a lot, so you'll need to adjust your exercises and bracing techniques.
Okay, good point. So moms-to-be, talk to your doctor.
Yes, always good advice.
What about just like everyday stuff? Any other examples where core bracing can make a difference?
Oh, tons. Like carrying groceries, gardening, playing with your kids.
Yeah.
Anytime you're bending, lifting, or twisting, engaging your core can protect your spine, improve your balance, and make those movements feel easier.
I'm starting to see core bracing as less of a workout technique and more of a life skill.
I love that.
Okay.
It really is about moving through the world with more awareness and intention.
Exactly.
Yeah, cool.
Okay, I feel like we've covered the basics, but before we move on to specific exercises, are there any common mistakes people make when they first start bracing?
Yeah, definitely. One of the biggest ones is holding your breath.
Holding your breath?
Yeah, people think they need to like tense up and hold their breath, but it's not about that.
Okay, good to know.
Remember, you should be able to breathe normally while maintaining that core tension.
Breathe and brace.
Yes. Another mistake is over-bracing.
Over-bracing.
Yeah, some people tense up so much that it becomes counterproductive.
Ah, so it's like finding that Goldilocks zone of just, right?
Exactly. And finally, people often forget that core bracing is a full body effort.
Oh, right.
They focus so much on their abs that they neglect their glutes and back muscles.
Which are important too.
So crucial. It's about activating the entire system, not just one part.
So it's not just about my abs, it's about this whole cylinder of strength.
Exactly.
All right, I'm feeling inspired. I'm going to put this into practice. But honestly, all those muscles and stuff, it feels a little overwhelming.
It's okay. Instead of focusing on individual muscles, just try to visualize that cylinder.
Okay.
Imagine it wrapping around your entire midsection, providing support from all angles. Feel that firmness and stability in your core as you move.
Okay. Yeah, I like that.
It's about engaging that whole system, not obsessing over every little muscle.
Got it. So before we move on to specific exercises, what's one thing I can start doing right now to improve my core awareness?
Just pay attention to how you move throughout the day.
Like right now.
Yeah. Notice how you're standing, sitting, walking, bending, lifting.
Okay.
Use those everyday moments as opportunities to practice engaging your core.
So it's about those little reminders throughout the day to check in with my core.
Exactly. The more you do it, the more natural it will become.
Love it. I'm feeling so much more aware of my body already.
Great.
And I'm excited to dive into those exercises in the next segment.
Me too.
But for now, I think we've given our listeners a lot to digest. Any final thoughts?
Just remember, this is a journey, not a destination, so don't get discouraged if it feels awkward or challenging at first.
So true.
With consistent practice, you'll be amazed at how strong and stable your core can become.
So good. All right, everyone. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive on core bracing. And stay tuned for part 2, where we'll explore some specific exercises to build that bulletproof core.
Can't wait.
Okay, so we've talked about why core bracing is so important and how to do it.
Right.
But now I want to know, what are some exercises I can do to really strengthen my core and make this bracing thing second nature?
Yeah, totally. And you don't need any fancy equipment or anything.
Awesome.
One of the best exercises is the classic plank.
Planks.
Yeah. I know some people love them, some people hate them.
Yeah.
But they really are effective.
Okay, so how do I make sure I'm doing them right?
So the key is to hold that straight line from head to toe.
Okay.
Engage your core and don't let your hips sag.
Yeah, I've definitely been guilty of that.
It's common,
Yeah.
but when you do it right, you're working all those key muscles we talked about.
Okay, so planks are good, but what if I'm not quite ready for those?
Yeah, there are definitely some easier options. Have you ever heard of dead bugs?
Dead bugs, like the insect.
Yep. It's a funny name, but it's a great exercise.
Okay, how does it work?
So you lie on your back, engage your core, and extend opposite arm and leg while keeping your back flat on the floor.
Okay, that actually sounds kind of fun.
Right. And it's really effective for building core strength and control.
Okay, I'm adding that to my list. What else?
So once you've mastered dead bugs, you can try bird dog.
Bird dog. Now we're really getting into the animal kingdom.
Haha, exactly.
Okay, so what's bird dog?
It's kind of like downward dog in yoga, but you're on all fours, brace your core and extend one arm and the opposite leg. And again, the key is to keep your spine neutral throughout the movement.
Sounds like a good balance challenge too.
It is. All these exercises are great for building strength, control, and stability.
Which is what core bracing is all about.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've got planks, dead bugs, and bird dog. I'm writing all these down.
Good.
But before we move on, can we talk more about intra-abdominal pressure?
Yeah, sure.
It's still a bit of a mystery to me.
It kind of sounds like a made-up thing.
Right.
But it's actually really important. So basically, when you engage your core muscles,
Oh, okay.
it creates pressure inside your abdominal cavity.
Like an internal weight belt.
Yeah, that's a good analogy.
Cool.
And that pressure helps stabilize your spine during movement and protects it from injury.
Wow. Our bodies are so smart.
They really are. And the more you practice core bracing, the more you'll become aware of this internal pressure.
It's like you develop a sixth sense.
Totally. It's like a mind-body connection.
Okay. I love that. And speaking of mind-body connection, is there a mental component to core bracing?
Oh, absolutely. It's not just about mindlessly contracting your muscles.
Okay.
It's about developing awareness of your core and consciously engaging it throughout the day.
So like mindfulness, but for my abs.
Exactly. It's like paying attention to how you're moving, noticing when your core is disengaged, and making a conscious decision to brace.
Right, so it's a practice just like meditation or yoga.
Yes, exactly.
I like that. Makes it feel more holistic.
It is. It's about connecting your mind and body.
Okay, so we know consistency is key, but how do we make core bracing a habit? Like something we do without even thinking about it.
That's the ultimate goal. Start by incorporating it into your daily routine.
Okay.
Think about all those simple tasks we talked about, carrying groceries, bending down, playing with your kids.
Yeah.
Use those moments as opportunities to practice engaging your core.
So it's about finding those little reminders throughout the day.
Exactly. The more you do it, the more natural it will become.
Okay, I love those little actionable tips. What about motivation? Like, what if I'm just not feeling it some days?
Totally get that. One thing that can help is finding activities you actually enjoy that involve core engagement.
So it doesn't have to be all planks and crunches.
No way. Think yoga, Pilates, swimming, dancing.
Ooh, dancing. That sounds fun.
Right. Find what works for you and makes you feel good.
It shouldn't feel like a chore.
Exactly. It's about making it sustainable, something you can do long term.
Okay, so we've talked about exercises, we've talked about motivation. Is there anything else we should know about core bracing?
Yeah, I think it's important to remember that core bracing isn't about achieving a certain aesthetic.
Okay.
It's not about having a six-pack or fitting into a certain size.
So it's not about how it looks, it's about how it feels.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's about functional strength, stability, and moving through the world with confidence and ease.
I love that. It's about feeling good in your body no matter what.
Absolutely.
All right, this has been so helpful. I feel like I've learned so much about core bracing.
Me too. It's such a fascinating topic.
It really is, and I'm excited to keep exploring it. But before we wrap up this segment, I want to go back to something you mentioned earlier about listening to our bodies.
Oh, yeah. It's so important.
Can you talk a little bit more about that? Like, what are some signs that we might need to modify or avoid core bracing altogether?
Yeah, so if you're experiencing any pain, discomfort, or unusual sensations in your abdominal area, definitely talk to your doctor.
Okay, so no pushing through pain.
No pain is your body's way of telling you something's wrong.
Right.
And there are also certain conditions like hernias or diastasis recti where you might need to modify your approach.
So it's about working with your body, not against it.
Exactly.
Okay, so if you have any concerns, definitely talk to your doctor or a physical therapist.
Great advice.
All right, ready for a final thought-provoking question for our listeners?
Always. Hit me.
Okay, so imagine a world where everyone understands the power of core bracing and uses it in their daily lives.
Okay. I'm imagining it.
How do you think that would change things? Like how we move, how we feel, how we interact with the world?
Ooh, that's a good one. I think it would be amazing. People would be stronger, healthier, more confident.
I love it. What a powerful vision.
It is. It's something to strive for.
Absolutely. All right, everyone, that's it for this segment. Keep those amazing thoughts coming, and we'll see you in part 3, where we'll talk about how core bracing can level up your workouts.
See you there.
Okay, so we've covered the why, the how, and even like the mental side of core bracing.
Right, like the mindfulness of it all.
Exactly. But now let's talk about how this can actually level up our workouts.
Yes, because a strong core is like a secret weapon for any fitness routine.
Ooh, I like that secret weapon. Okay, so how does bracing actually make a difference when I'm working out? Like, say I'm lifting weights.
Okay, so let's say you're doing squats.
Okay.
Engaging your core before you lower down creates that stable base so you can maintain proper form, protect your spine, and lift heavier.
So it's not just about avoiding injury, it's about maximizing my strength too.
Exactly. That stability translates to more power and efficiency in your movements.
Yeah. Okay, I'm seeing the light. What about cardio? Does this apply to things like running or cycling?
Oh, absolutely. We talked about how bracing can help prevent runner's knee,
Right.
but it also just makes you a better runner overall, improving your form and reducing fatigue.
So more miles, less pain. Sign me up. What about cycling?
Same idea. When you brace your core while cycling, it helps transfer power from your legs to the pedals.
So I'm not just using my legs, I'm using my whole body.
Exactly. And it makes your ride smoother and more powerful.
I like the sound of that. What about swimming?
Swimming too. Bracing helps streamline your body so you move through the water with less resistance.
So it's like having built-in buoyancy.
Kinda. It's all about maximizing your efficiency.
Okay, I'm convinced core bracing is like a performance enhancer for every workout.
It really is. It's about optimizing every movement.
Awesome. Any last words of wisdom for our listeners as they start incorporating core bracing into their fitness routine?
Just remember, this is a skill that takes time and practice.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So don't get discouraged if it feels weird at first.
So true.
Be patient, celebrate those small wins, and listen to your body.
Great advice. Well, this has been such an incredible deep dive. I feel like I've learned so much.
Me too. It's amazing how one simple technique can have such a huge impact.
Right. We've learned why it's important how to do it, the muscles involved, common mistakes, exercises to try.
And how it can benefit us in so many ways, from everyday life to intense workouts.
Exactly. And most importantly, we've learned to listen to our bodies.
Yes, always.
So go out there, everyone, brace your core, embrace the power within, and keep exploring.
Yeah. And remember, a strong core is a happy core.
So true. That's all for today, folks. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time for another deep dive.
Bye, everyone.